Welcome to another episode of Healing is Gangster. I am Tajay. I'm a registered marriage and family therapist. My doctorate will be in clinical psychology. I am hip hop and the streets' favorite therapist. Look it up. Catch us on Dame Dash Television, exactly where you at. And if you ain't on Dame Dash Television, you need to get your ass up on there. You know what I'm saying? So subscribe. To my right, I have the legend himself, Mr. Dame Dash, and these are the Dame Dash sessions, where Dame Dash has, been able to show his process and, to the world, his healing, his struggles, and his tribulations. Mr. Dame Dash.
What's happening?
What's happening? Tell me.
It's crazy. All my dreams are coming true, but I still feel pain. So and I go through, because I lose people often that I know.
Or,
So, people that I really, really consider my brothers. You don't lose those so often. You lose them, times, when he's 50, he's over 50.
still young.
But still young.
Yeah.
But I go through these waves of sadness sometimes because I don't feel like I've been able to properly mourn. So sometimes I go through waves, things trigger it. But I think that's a natural process.
Do you think it's because you've been staying so busy with, just with life in general that you're having that time to really sit?
Yeah. Definitely. And I knew that at the time. I was like, I can't even process this right now.
Right.
And it'd be crazy because I start crying in places that would be in front of people and they wouldn't know why. And I'd just be like, I'll deal with it. You know what I mean? And other people needed my strength at the time.
Right.
But I do always, it's just like, there's just not many people that I consider real friends for so long. When I lose them, it hurts. And then I'm having this issue personally because I've gotten to know the OSD network, which is all these principals.
Yeah.
And I got very close with them.
Shout out to them.
Yeah. And I see them being sent back to school, people dying and getting sick. And I have fear that one of them is going to go back to school because 100 of them and one of them might die.
I saw you addressing this on the platform the other day.
Yeah. And, it's when I start to worry about things because I know how I feel when I'm hurt and I don't want to feel that.
Right.
So, also this week, this was the week that Aaliyah died.
Right.
And how many years ago it was one of the worst days of my life. You know what I mean? And I don't want to feel that. And I remember telling Aaliyah, don't get on that plane. And because she was concerned and she got on it anyway, I just wish that day I would have been more of an asshole about it.
So, do you feel like there's anything else more you could have did in that situation? Where it's easy to have some kind of guilt or hold yourself responsible to an extent.
No, I don't hold myself responsible.
Mm-hmm.
It's just based on that experience when I see other things, I just feel like sometimes I'm just going to be an asshole.
Yeah.
I just rather be an asshole than someone I love that.
Right. And to be clear though, I'm glad that you don't feel that way because, it's not your responsibility. It's nothing that you did wrong.
I just feel people's pain.
Yeah.
And it's not like I don't feel like I can see the future, but logically things add up. And I know what it's gonna feel like, and I just want to avoid those things, you know.
Do you find that when you feel those things, I mean, obviously, you know, with your experiences, do you feel that it's more when you feel those things that it happens, or is it just anxiety that you feel most of the time and it doesn't
It should
happen?
be happening, bro.
Yeah.
There's many times, you know, it's funny because Nightmare Animals talking to you about Pop. And I remember being in the airport with Jay and our guy, and I'm saying, the way this dude is going, he might get killed. I had that conversation. I had the conversation with D-Rock about Biggie, like, yo, why you out there? This shit could happen, and Biggie got killed.
6 months apart.
You know, like I've had conversations about, I had the conversation with Leah, I don't like the plane, then don't get on it.
Right.
But she got on it, and she got it. So I've been able to see logically how things can end up, and it has happened. And I've been logically been able to protect myself based on those experiences, because I always tell my children, we're rock stars. We've gotten all our dreams come true. The gift and the curse of that is anything that can happen will happen. So you have to prepare yourself for it and make sure that you do the best you can to avoid unnecessary exposure.
Right.
You know, having good luck, you also have very bad luck.
Absolutely. Now, with those feelings that come across when you kind of see these things or foresee, you know, or like I said, you feel anxious about these situations, how do you balance that with the things that you can control versus some of the things that are out of your control?
I enjoy life to the fullest. Things I control, I enjoy.
Yeah.
You know, today, I removed several triggers out of my life. Because I'm like, yo, every time certain people come around, I react a certain way. They're a trigger.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I've let these people know what my triggers are. So when I let people know what my triggers are, I consider those boundaries. And if you sign on to not triggering me and you still do it, then I have to eliminate you because I'm not going to feel bad. And I've been able to figure out when to eliminate triggers before there's too much collateral damage. And I'm proud of myself for that.
As you should be. But I mean, in situations like you were talking about the principles, right? And you said that's, you know, worrying about them going, you know, you care about these people, clearly. And worrying about their welfare, going back to situations like this reminds you of times where you've been in a situation where you felt something and you knew that maybe this shouldn't happen, and it did happen.
Exactly.
Now, and so that's what I mean when I say, how do you balance that you know, that uneasiness, that anxiety that you might feel? You know, when, again, you can control whether you be an asshole or not, clearly.
I honestly, I prepare myself for the worst.
Okay. Because you can't control what they do.
I just say, look, if this is how I'm going to feel, I'm going to expect it. And if I don't, then it becomes grave.
Right.
You know, logically, and it's like I just have to wear it.
Yeah.
But, you know, Dennis said something that made a lot of sense to me. He was like, yo, everyone has choice.
Absolutely.
So all these principles have choice.
Mm-hmm.
I'll still feel sad, but they made a choice.
Yeah.
And that's how it's like when I deal with my friends, people I love, and when they like, yo, I'm gonna go and expose myself to things that can hurt me. I'm like, you're making that choice. I'm gonna be in pain, but not so much pain, because you have to have accountability.
Right.
You know, I'll be there. I ain't gonna hurt, but so much, because you're just learning a life lesson on your own. And I warned you. And I believe that once you're conscious, you become responsible karmically. Consciousness gives you a lot of responsibility. You can't look the other way once you know.
Absolutely. So that's how you calm yourself. That's how you bring yourself back down.
Yeah.
To where you're able to function daily.
Yeah, no, I function daily because I've worn way worse pain with way closer people based on experience I'm used to being around.
Yeah. I think it's a good lesson though for people that I've dealt with clients who have, you know, those types of feelings where they worry about their family members and to a point where it affects them daily. So I'm glad you brought that up because there's a lot of people that are going through that, you know, that don't know how to deal with those emotions or don't know how to calm themselves and bring themselves back down to where they can function.
Well, at the end of the day, I know where my priorities lie when it relates to happiness.
Yeah.
Family first. So as long as my girl's happy, my kids are happy. Ultimately, I'm happy, but I have empathy and I care about
Right.
people.
Right.
I'll cry for a little while. It'll fuck my day up, but not my life.
Yeah.
Because I also believe that life is, you know, everyone's gonna die, period.
Yeah.
So we're all, like, either way, if you live a full life, you're gonna lose people you love. And that's part of the game. It happens to everybody. And also the unknown comes with the transition. So I can't think it's bad because it happens to everybody. It's just unknown to me in this moment.
Yeah.
So I let life and the realities of life, I accept those things. I know that I'm a human being and I'm supposed to feel pain, but I'm still not going to let it take away from the happiness that I've created in my bubble,
Right.
in my life. And I work really hard for that. And in between tragedies, they're like, 20, 30 years. You know what I mean? And feeling good for that period of time. When I see people that don't have tragedies feel bad for no reason, all day, every day, just miserable.
Yeah.
And worried about everything all day. I hate people I hate worrying.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's not the best. That's not bad.
Right. Right.
I'm not mad at life for that. I'm not mad at life when I feel pain that everyone else feels. I make sure I'm never mad at life. The cards that God dealt me.
Right.
Because I look at everyone else's cards and they seem way worse.
So you don't question it.
Not because it's nothing that shouldn't happen. It's gonna happen. You should almost anticipate it and accept it when it happens.
Right.
And know that it's gonna hurt. It's like if you break a bone, you know it's gonna heal, but in that moment it hurts.
Right.
But it's part of the game. A skateboarder or a stuntman or someone that, a football player,
Yeah.
they accept pain because it comes with it. They know they're gonna heal, but they still feel the pain in the moment, but they don't resent that pain. They signed on to it.
Right.
So living life is signing on to dealing with losing people at some point,
Right.
or dealing with a tragedy that I will do everything I can do to architect my life where I'm protecting the people I love and myself.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up, man. That's, and talking to somebody who's conscious, because a lot of times people are not conscious of what they're feeling. And, it affects different parts of their life, especially when we're grieving. And it's, for somebody who's went through public losses, what would you say to somebody who's looking at that right now?
Public loss?
No, just I'm saying you've been through. They've watched you go through it. And every year, clearly, even with the Aaliyah situation, a lot of people, she affected a lot of people's lives. You know what I mean? So there's a mourning that goes on every year, not just with you, but people that she affected.
Every day.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, like, for somebody who's going through that kind of loss, even if it's not public, because, I often find a lot of times those losses don't heal, you just learn to deal with them differently.
It evolves.
Yeah.
Loss comes with game. And find the light in the dark. So everything that's painful that happens to you is a defining experience. How you deal with it is how others will that believe in you. There's no life without loss. So that's part of the game.
Right.
And a real man and a real adult wears that. Well.
No doubt. And with that in mind, since that day just passed, I ask you, when you think of Aaliyah, what do you think about? Like
love. Just love.
Dope. Yeah.
And my purpose of the experience I had with her, so I can recognize it. And the validation, like she's by far the coolest person that ever blessed this earth. And she told me I was the coolest.
That's right.
So it gives me a lot of confidence,
Yeah.
And she's an angel. She's with me now. I feel her vibration. She hears me talking. She talks to Raquel. She talks to me. She protects my children.
And she helps you get through these times where it feels a little heavy.
Yeah. But honestly, like based on what I went through, those times don't feel heavy. I get it. It's part of the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, wait. I've been through the rough stuff already. I'm 50. I'm really enjoying all my dreams are coming true, you know? And I'm happy, and I've never not been. Even despite the tragedies or the things that happen to everyone that has happened to me. I've always evolved, I've always been productive, I still feel crispy. You know, the people around me are supported that I love,
Yeah,
and I'm still doing cool shit.
absolutely. And I love how in the midst of all that cool shit, you're still not afraid to, show those vulnerable moments when something does hit you a certain way and express the fact that you do care about people and, you don't want to see people hurt. That's in this society where, tough bravado is like,
That shit is regular shit to me. I think it's corny not to embrace who you are.
Right.
I think when you hide your emotion, that means you soft. I'm strong enough to cry in front of somebody and punch that same person in the face if they left.
No.
I can cry in front of you, don't make you tougher than me.
Absolutely.
It makes you greater than you because you hide and I'm not. We're human. So I'm not going to hide the human part of me. I'm not going to act like I don't cry. I'm not going to act like I don't feel pain.
Right.
What the fuck? That would be ridiculous. So I embrace those things unapologetically, like everything else in life. I just don't feel like you should be ashamed of any aspect of yourself. That's why I don't mind doing therapy publicly, because I have nothing to hide. I think it's gangster to not give a fuck.
Gangster as it can be.
Healing is gangster. That's why we came up with that.
Yeah. Now you mentioned your family, and there's a lot going on. You got something in process, very important right now.
7 months pregnant.
Yeah. How's wifey doing?
Wifey's happy, and it's crazy because 9 months ago she was devastated, but now she's strong, been through something, and understand what it means to fight for something you believe in, no matter what. Fearless. Life's meant to be lived. Fear, I see, often kills a lot of people's dreams. Worrying about motherfuckers that don't matter. People that are like addicted to patterns that hurt them. Why would you worry about someone that's not strong enough to be themselves?
Yeah.
What
What does Dame as a father this time do differently, if anything?
Stay with the mother. Not be a visiting father. Yeah. Staying with the mother. Loving the mother that's working your child.
Yeah.
Sharing that experience and architecting that future.
Right.
Having a child before you're done, I should have it mastered by now.
People, every kid is different,
No, but I'm an adult man.
Right.
And once you do something over and over again, you should get better at it.
Sure.
So every time I have a child, I should be a better father. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is to be on the same sheet of paper as the mother.
Definitely.
And make sure that you appreciate the mom. Like what I've done different this time than any other time is just really being in awe of creation and life like God, and making sure in not 1 second of that is uncomfortable for the person that I love.
Right.
And enjoying watching her happy, watching something that she loves, as well as I, grow inside of her organically.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful thing.
Any special things you're looking forward to as far as just, your child that's coming into the world?
Every part of it. Smell, changing diapers, just chilling. Just being a family.
Right.
Everything I'm doing right now is architecting for that. Preparing for that. Making sure every single person I love is happy. On our terms.
Yeah, I remember being a new father definitely put things in perspective for me.
Yeah, I see how you enjoy life. You marinate every struggle I feel like you went through is so that your children don't have to go through it, and I feel like you're enjoying everything you do.
Oh, absolutely. They make it worth. We were talking about pain before, And I know when I look at my kids, it makes the pain worth it. Like everything that I've been through, you know. We've seen each other go through a lot just in this short, you know, couple of years, whatever it's been. And I mean, me personally, looking at them, it makes it worth it, you know.
Absolutely. Also, I'm proud of myself. I feel stronger than ever because in the war, I thrived. You know, during this COVID, I've been able to be so productive. You know, I've done so much, shot movies, like poor albums, television shows,
Right.
sustained. People got paid, no one had to skip a beat.
Yeah.
I got stronger, faster, leaner, and profitable.
Yeah.
And this is crazy because, you know, in this moment, all I gotta do is stay healthy.
Mm.
But every single other thing is snowball effect of successfulness. It's like I told you so of everything I ever said. And I know I bet and took the right pill. You know?
Yeah. And it you know, what I like to see too and what you're doing is that it's creating purpose and inspiration for others. We were recently on a panel where you did a screening for the OG stories.
Colin, yeah.
Right? And you know, one thing that kept coming to my mind, you know, when y'all was talking about, you know, getting people like him to go to the schools and talk to the kids and things like that. What kept coming to my mind is that through this work, you're giving people that are re-entering society from a rough life a new purpose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, not to take away anything that WIC has done for itself, but giving people the opportunity to voice their story and things like that. Yeah.
See how happy he gets when the opportunity presents itself for him to like talk to kids.
Yeah.
You know?
Automatic.
It was hype.
Automatic. How does that feel for you?
I love it. You know, it just means that none of their experiences went in vain.
Yeah.
And there was a purpose for their experiences and their struggles so other people don't have to go through it.
Yeah. And I always tell people too that one of the most therapeutic things that you can do for yourself is help somebody else.
Always.
Like the happiness that you feel from that is like unmatched. It's good for you, like it's good for your health
It's called
to
love.
help other people.
It's called love.
Yeah. It's dangerous for you to hate on other people, like health-wise. You know what I mean? And I wish people would get that equation a little bit more, but I guess that's why we're here. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's why we're having fun with that.
Yeah. You know, but I love that part of what you're doing, you know, because purpose is so important in life. You know, without purpose, you know, it's easy to go astray, especially when you're coming from a situation like that where you're coming out of prison and, you know, you're re-entering society and all this craziness is going on. You're just like, damn, where do I start? When you have that purpose and that drive where you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, yo, it makes that path a lot easier.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. So congrats on that, bro. 'Cause that's real shit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I've been trying to tell everybody, like, love protects you. Love is the best currency. And giving it means you get it back. You know? There'll be a test always that's about faith. Once you get through that, things are relatively smooth.
Right.
And the tests that are presented, they're usually ego tests. So, like, physically, it's about how you feel about your perspective on it, but usually it's not that bad, you know?
Yeah.
It's really not. I've been able to shoot these movies. I'm about to start one next week. Finished the one that I started. Completion is a big deal for me. You know, celebrating finishing.
Finishing. It's important.
Yeah, because I get around a lot of people that start shit every day, but they never ever finish. Ideas, but no completion.
Yeah.
But like, completion is like a birthday, a Christmas, a holiday. It's always a celebration when I complete.
Yeah. Seems like you have never had a problem finishing.
It's that I started a million things and only finished 100,000.
Right.
You know?
Oh, that's interesting coming from how you see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's something I think people need to hear more. Because from the outside looking in, you would think, right? Like, man, this dude has accomplished a lot. But to you, it's like, man, I've only done like, what, 5% of the things you think about?
I've only completed about 5% of things I started.
Yeah.
But that means I'm starting a lot.
Yeah, nah. Looking back when you started, right? Because people have seen you publicly accomplish a lot of things. Is there a difference in your drive now and what your goal is now from then? How does it differ for people who don't know? From Dame Dash from 2000 or from the 90s to right now? What is how's the direction change?
In this very moment, there's no anxiety of missing something. I think that, there was a time where I felt like every second I had to be working toward my dream. But in this moment, I think I have things laid out so much I could, I have things scheduled to relax. Still work.
Yeah.
But not be, in life you throw a lot of shit on the wall to see what sticks.
Right.
But I threw a lot of shit on the wall, I know exactly what's stuck, and I'm focused on that. And
Right.
because I know I don't have to be anxiety, what's gonna happen next? Sometimes you surf a wave and you don't know what wave is coming, but you know you're gonna surf it. Right now I feel like I'm architecting the wave, and the surf thing is not even, that's nothing. I got it.
Right.
You know?
Do you find it easier to focus now that there's less anxiety, or you're not at such a feverish
100%.
pitch?
Yeah. I know how to prioritize and focus on those things first.
Right.
100%.
Is that what you would tell a young entrepreneur just getting into whatever they're entrepreneuring? To kind of don't be so urgent. I mean, to hustle and stay on it, but at the same time, leave that space to be able to kind of calmly focus and relax and see what you're doing?
I think at a very young age, you just throw as much shit on the wall as possible to see what sticks.
Okay.
But at some point, in your 20s, late 20s,
Yeah.
you gotta start thinking about, if it's not sticking, you gotta try something else.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Real talk.
When you're young, it's cool.
Yeah.
But at a certain age, when your brain develops more, it's time to be responsible and provide a life and, do what yields for not only you, but the people you love.
Yeah. Yeah, I find that too.
It's only right to be a little selfish when you're young.
Yeah.
You don't know about it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think you can be a little more reckless when you're younger, especially if you have less responsibilities.
It's way cool.
Yeah.
Seeing an old man doing young shit is real corny. Seeing a young cat do young shit is cool.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. So, what else is resting on Mr. Dash's shoulders this week? I mean, have you been affected by the things that it's a lot that's been going on. I mean, all year, it seems like every week is something happening, whether it's politics or...
I'm going to say that I like this generation a lot. I like the athletes this year. I feel like I have a part in getting the mentality of the younger people that aren't looking the other way these days.
Mm.
So I like the way the basketball and the football and the soccer players are like, yo, Black Lives Matter.
Taking responsibility.
We're not going to play this week.
Yeah.
Because in a funny way, I think Trump was the best thing that ever happened for the planet. Because it exposed a lot of things people were hiding. And it made us address things that we were not.
Sometimes you gotta destroy or rebuild.
The people that are in jail right now for certain things would not be in jail if it wasn't for Trump.
Mm.
So it's not like he's a great guy, but based on the fact that he tried to do such bad things, I think karmically it's backfired on him. And the exact opposite has happened. Where he thought he was going to make bad strong, good, actually realize that it's time to fight.
I think he's underestimated the good a little bit.
It's just about that turn. But again, we've been in the hills chilling. They didn't know the power. We've been working on perspective and the narrative. I have, in a very sly way, and I see my effect on the world, and I feel good.
Absolutely. I think a good lesson I think people can take from this is that you can take agency no matter at what level of life you're at. Whether you're in athletics, music, politics, or you're just going to school, or you're just living your life. There's many ways to take agency and take the power back, and not just rely on what the media or the world is giving you. And I think that's one thing that we stand strong on here. Take responsibility for yourself.
And also, the shit I'm cooking up is retarded. It's gonna shape up the world. I promise you, this is about to be a fun 12 months.
You got any previews, anything you want to talk about regarding that? Or are you just going to just let it come?
I mean, I can't wait to let out or showcase what I've done with Kanye.
Mm.
I can't wait to showcase everything I've done here
Yeah.
and the future. It's just funny, man, because, you know, the mentality of the people around me in my bubble is a billionaire mentality. And it's actually realized itself. Actually seeing it realize itself is crazy.
What's the billionaire mentality when you say that? What does that entail?
Make it big.
Is this just $1 billion? I know it's more than that.
Well, my $1 billion mentality is be happy and make $1 billion liquid
Right.
cash.
Right.
Some people's happiness is different than mine.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, our profitability, you know, it's not questionable.
Yeah.
The students of mine, you can read about them in Forbes.
Yeah. That's real talk right there. Real talk. Yeah, man. I mean,
And you can read about me in Forbes as well.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't think there's ever a time where you don't look like there's a lot on your mind, but today you look like there's a lot on your mind, bro. And I know it's 50 million things, and I don't want to just pick one. But it seems like you're wearing something right now. Is it good or is it bad?
It's like when things are going so good, I be like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
But right now, shit is going crazy good.
Does that make you nervous?
Nah, I'm never nervous. I'm just curious. You know? But I'm having mad.
You're not looking around the corner like, where this bad shit at? Where this bad shit finna creep up?
Oh, no, I'm looking for it.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm prepared, no matter what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to go out on my shield. But I'm trying my best to do right. And I've invested and I planted certain seeds, and the fruits are growing. Patience and faith and confidence, and, you know, knowing that you're doing right mean everything.
Absolutely.
If you're fighting for love, you're going to win. And you're going to be tested, but it's not as long as one thing. Because I've been tested, but the shit was whack. Like, that was a test, that shit was whack.
Yeah.
For real. Based on what we went through for bullshit, it's funny, the tests for the big game, they're not that tough. It's just about morals and principles.
Yeah.
And that's relatively easy for me.
I mean, me personally, I don't necessarily, I never feared obstacles, but sometimes I would dread them, especially if things were going good. Now I've changed my mentality to where I look forward to the shit. I look forward to the fight, you know. And I've heard you say that a lot of times, you know, and I like that you reinforce that because it makes it easier for me personally to deal with obstacles. Like, I look forward to the fight. I look forward to the obstacle.
And then when it comes, they're not even obstacles.
Yeah.
Because the people that oppose you, your ops, are usually unprepared.
Right. You know, because it is that line between being prepared, but then again, being, you know, having anxiety. You want to be prepared. You know what I'm saying? Look forward to your obstacles. Look forward to those challenges because when you bust through that wall, you're coming out much more stronger. You feel me?
And look good while you do it.
Absolutely. Gotta stay fly.
Stay fly.
You feel me? So, with that being said, you already know, healing is gangster. Tune in every week for Healing is Gangster and Healing is Gangster, the Dame Sessions. And we'll be here for you.
How?
100.
If you want another awesome video in our Black Excellence series, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.